I'm just going to warn you, this is not an easy binge. If you're planning on watching it all in one sitting, it's tough to do. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. So Netflix acquired the global rights to a show called Stateless. I finally got a chance to review it. It should be coming out on the day this review goes up, so I need you in the comments down below. Have you had the chance to see it? Are you excited about it? So inspired by true events, a woman escaping a cult, a refugee fleeing with his family, a father trapped in a dead-end job, and a bureaucrat on the verge of a national scandal, they all find their lives intertwined in an immigration detention center. Austin, you said it's not an easy binge. Why is that? Well, it's not because the quality of the show is not high. It's an extremely well-made show. I think Stateless does a lot right, starting with the performances, which I just thought were outstanding. Everyone is top-notch here. Jai Courtney, right? We see him in movies, supporting role, and we're just like, yeah, he's a good actor, but maybe he's not the best of films. He finally pops up, I think gives a great performance. Was so happy to see that. Cate Blanchett, smaller role than I expected, phenomenal. Yvonne Strahovski, a lot of people know her from Dexter. I know her from Handmaid's Tale. Again, with just the best performance. She is fantastic. Steals the entire show, in my opinion. And her storyline in particular, we're dealing with a lot of emotions. And then when we get to this center where everyone kind of meets up, and their stories don't necessarily intertwine in the way that you anticipate, but they do nonetheless, that's when these things really start to hit home, I believe, for a lot of people. And I was learning things throughout this show that I just wasn't aware of, right? If you do some research, if you're understanding of what these people have to go through, this gives us the opportunity. Now, as far as I know, to see what actually goes down, and not that this is a true story in itself, but it's based partially on true events that actually happened. And if that is the case, oh my goodness. And this is a subject that I think everyone has an opinion of, but I don't know if everyone has an actual answer to it, because individuals get caught up in these kinds of situations all the time. And this is a different country, one I'm unfamiliar with. And this show, like I said earlier, it's already premiered. Netflix got the global rights. So many people are seeing it for the first time, and we're going to get a chance to see what these characters have to go through. And it's heartbreaking at times. There are elements that you understand why they happen the way that they happen, but overall, I think this is much less of a political show than a lot of people are going to give it credit for. And I don't think it's a show that, I'll say, forces you to feel one particular way. I think it just allows you to feel a certain way. It's not forceful in the way that I think some will anticipate it to be. It goes through the narrative in an interesting way. Now, I will say, the first episode was interesting and intriguing, I guess, but it wasn't the start that I was hoping for. It's a slow start. We start out with Sophie, who kind of gets herself into this shady situation. It's a self-help group, or is it? And it progresses through the first and the second episodes to be something that you are just not anticipating. And I do think that's going to throw some off. It's like, okay, why am I watching this? But once she escapes that and does what she does and tries her best to flee from that situation entirely, that's when she meets up with our other characters. You have the character of Amir, Cam, who is taking a job at this facility where certain things are happening that he's not too sure of, and as we progress, you see that conflict within his soul, and that's the way it is with everyone here. All of our main characters, a lot of main characters, a lot of storylines to keep up with, but I don't think it's presented in a way that's going to be confusing for audience members, and I think it captures the drama really well. I like the script. It's crisp. Once you get past the first two episodes, you understand what you're in for. A bit of a cover-up situation as we progress makes things a bit more interesting. And the way this is shot, the filmmaking is magnificent. It's a beautiful show to look at. Certain wide shots that really, I think it's going to capture a lot of people's attention, keep them locked in, even if they're not all there with the narrative. But again, if you are interested in a show like this, exactly what I described, then I think you're going to like it. I don't think anyone's going to get 3 episodes in, because if you're that far in, you probably knew what you were in for with this show and say, oh, it is not what I expected. It is exactly what the premise says it is. It just progresses in a bit of a surprising and interesting way. And if you can get in with at least half of the storylines, maybe more than that, probably more than that, then I think you're going to be satisfied. And Stateless is just a really well-made Netflix drama. Didn't do anything too over the top to make me say this is one of the coolest and craziest shows I've seen all year. No, it's just a well-made drama with a tight script. And sometimes that's all you can ask for. So I need your comments down below. Did you enjoy Stateless? Did it deliver on exactly what it said it was going to? If I have any major nitpicks, it's that slow start, like I said. The story progresses at times in a way to where I said, one of those storylines, maybe two of them in this episode, could have been cut out entirely, but I was still happy with it. I'm going an 80% for Stateless. Solid 8 out of 10. Really good score. Yeah, this is a recommendation. The highest score for a Netflix series I've given in about a month, maybe. So if you like these kinds of shows, I think you're going to enjoy it. And the performances, again, I'm just so happy with Jai Courtney. Way to choose your project, pal. You guys are the best. Stay tuned later on today. A review for Palm Springs on Hulu. Can't wait to talk about that. I'll see you soon.